can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Hey, well, a very happy Sunday evening to all of you. Yeah, it's great to see y'all. Oh, good group in the house right from the get-go. Awesome, awesome. I got to take and shout out those folks who've been chatting over there, the early birds. Eileen Ballou, the fam, was here like she always is. I'll be here, she says. And then Will the rocker, always see Will. Yes, sir. Uh, Love it, love it. If I don't see Will, I get a little concerned. And oh, there's Patriot Pirate Tuna Shogun. Good to see you, Tuna. Hey, you guys, it's awesome. Spicy Raid. Spicy Raid. Yeah, I was over at Spicy's up to 5 minutes before I started. Came on. Yeah. And then we have Eric Pollock. Good to see you, Eric. And Kathy, oh, hi, Kathy. Oh, Guane, good to see ya. Jadzia, Dax, awesome. Hello, hello. Hey, look at there, Mike's outdoors. Are you crazy? Well, you fit in if you are. You fit in if you are. Yeah. Then look at that, folks. Mike's outdoors and adventures. Seems like Mike likes to talk about bears and and growly bears and the like. And well, around here, you give a big super chat like that, you end up getting a big old bear hug. That's all. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Mike, jeez. Oh, God, yeah. Watch out for that guy in your next camp. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Goes so far for the channel. JCT, my sweetheart, it's good to see you, girl. It always is so good to see you. Donald Morris, yes. Yes. Neighbor girl, awesome. Mr. Fulton, good to see you. Freeman James, brother, I hope you're doing well, and I hope sis is too. It's always great to see you. Always great to see you, James. Twisted Art Lady. Hello, hello. There's B Lady. Hi, B Lady. It's been a while. It is so good to see you. So good to see you. Well, let's see here. I've got somebody in the basement. I think I'll pop him up here. As long as his signal holds up. He's in bum F Egypt right now. He does that, You'll take a break for the night, or he lays over for the weekend. Where's he lay over? On some little state line town somewhere that doesn't even, they just learned about dial-up, and yeah, that's usually where he hangs out. But he's here with us tonight. There he is, running water. Hey, how's it going, son?
Oh, living the dream.
Living the dream, or dreaming to live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically, nightmares are dreams. So.
Well, yeah, that's true too. That is very true. I put a little banner up there just reminding folks that, hey, you can become a member if you're if you're a outdoor lover for 3 months in a row, I'll send you a hoodie, a custom hoodie that says member on the front, outdoor lover on it. And if you're a camper for 3 months in a row, I'll send you a t-shirt that's a custom t-shirt that says that that you're a camper member. And so you'll have an exclusive Sty North sweatshirt or hoodie. There you go. The what in the world is going on here? I've got to take a quick peek here. There we go. I don't know why, but my YouTube chat was not caught up with StreamYard. That's weird. Hey, look at there. We got. Wait a minute. I gotta go back a bit. Boom, 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 boom. Plain old Chuck. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Great folks out there. Great folks out there tonight, hanging out and about. And we got to make good. We got to make good on this, because my summer of camping's coming up. It's coming up. There's going to be one more Sty Story Sunday before camp starts, and then there won't be any Sty Story Sundays for an indefinite period. Well, the definite is no ifs, ands, or buts. You'll have Sty Stories back in September, the middle probably of September. But between now and then, it all depends on whether I get internet access in camp. And Starlink holds the key to that. So it's uncertain. So we only have this Sty Story Sunday and then next week's Sty Story Sunday. Now I have Sty Times. Let's see. I've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then the following week, the 26th, I've got Monday and Wednesday, but not Friday, because that Friday I'm going to have I'm heading to camp stream. We're going to get on here. We're going to chat. It'll be the last time I get to be live with you guys for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to get on here. We're going to chat up a storm Friday night, the 30th, before I head out to camp. I'm going to be pulling out about 4 a.m. So that stream, I'm going to start a little early Friday night, so that I can stream for hopefully 3 to 4 hours and still get enough sleep to get my tail to camp before the sun rises on the 1st. I have a very long day when I get to camp, just so that I can get the Murphy bed in my trailer put down to sleep that night. My trailer is about 3.5 feet deep, full, tight, packed tight. 3.5 feet deep for the whole trailer. Yesterday, I spent all day working on that trailer, packing it, getting it packed tight. And I got it. I'm excited. I figured out a way with the canopy I bought, how I can mount the canopy and my door will open up into the canopy underneath. Yeah, I'm excited about getting camp set up, but all of it requires a lot of effort while I'm at camp. So, but also there's only 2 more around the campfires. This Thursday, the 22nd, and the following Thursday, the 29th. So there's the interactive live streams like this one. We've only got this one, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more before I head to camp. So I am so glad to see you all here. So glad. It's just awesome. Anytime I see you guys here, I'm thrilled. Take a quick peek there. A few weeks. That's going to seem like a long time. We're used to seeing you. Yeah, I tell you what, last summer I found out I could go out in the woods for a month at a time. I don't miss nobody. I don't miss nobody. I'm so happy to be out there. I don't miss nobody. found out last summer, if I'm out there 2 weeks without seeing you guys, I'm really jonesing, man. I got to talk to my YouTube friends. I got to see them. I got to know they're okay. So here's the scoop. On the 12th of May, from the 1st of May till the 12th of May, I won't be online. I won't be seeing you guys. Hey, Phil. Hey. I'm glad you're feeling well enough to come up and hang out for a little bit.
I'll be here. I'll be here as long as I can be.
Okay. Yeah. Don't stay any longer than you need to, though.
Well, it's just hard for me to stay on camera when I'm doubles over.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't blame you. But so you folks know, from the 1st until the 12th, I won't have internet access. On the 12th, I will be leaving camp, coming back here to home to the studio. And that night, I will be doing a live stream. Okay. I'll do that live stream probably, that's a Wednesday night. And I'll probably start that live stream at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And I'll probably go for about 3 hours just to catch up with all of you, because I will not have seen you for a week and a half. Every week after that, on Wednesday, I'll be coming back here, back to the studio to do a live stream with you at least once a week. And the one that will be carved in stone is Wednesday nights until I have internet out at camp. And then we'll go back to a regular scheduled live stream system like I have now. So it's not as if you're getting rid of me. I will be around. I will be around. Hey, John R. Dimmers, good to see ya. OG Son's in the house.
What's up, John?
That's what happens when I look away from that chat for a minute, you know.
It moves on you.
Yeah, it moves and people sneak in. And the Sty Shacks, the doors are always wide open, so it's easy to kind of sneak in. And folks, I want to remind folks that there is a Facebook group called the Sty Shack. Okay, just go in there on Facebook, search Sty Shack, and you'll find it. And join up. You can post your videos up. There's rules. Read the rules. But, Phil had to jump. That's all right. But there are rules, you know. And basically, it's just show respect to each other and don't post videos that are nasty or nothing. Outdoor related, your channel. If you have a show coming up, a live stream or something, post it up there. But there's I think about 145 members in that group. And you can just join right up. Just get it. You can go there and join right up. You don't have to answer a bunch of questions or anything. I monitor it real close. And if there's any problems, they lose their membership. Boom, they get booted, right? So it's a good, fun place to hang out, the Sty Shack over at Facebook. Plus, any of the shows that I do or any videos get posted over there. It's just an added place to get a reminder. So Mike just joined the Sty Shack. Awesome. He retracted his message, but that's all right. Hopefully he didn't retract his joining over there. Yeah. Mike's Outdoors is cool. Yeah. Went down to Red River Gorge, camped on some private property of a family friend, hiked out to Rock Bridge yesterday before coming home. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Oh, I got a fellow camp host that he hosts a campground about a half hour south of me where I'm at. And They went out exploring yesterday. It was beautiful here, beautiful. It was in the low 50s, not a cloud in the sky. And like I said, I spent all day getting my trailer ready and packed and everything. And I'd say I'm about 80% ready to go as far as the trailer and my truck. I'm 0% ready to go as far as all the crap I got in here that's got to go out in the truck now. I had to get everything out of my truck into the trailer so that I had room in the truck for all this stuff. And then groceries. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to keep, I figure what I'll do is if I fill my grocery list, I'll have a month's worth of food. Other than the fresh things I want, that I'll run into a little store that's about 4 miles from my campground for all the fresh items. But otherwise, I'll be good for a month. I won't have to worry about having to buy groceries. And then towards the end of that month, I'll take a day and it's all food shopping again. And the key to that is storing all that in that little trailer of mine and to have a month's worth of food in it. Yeah. Is your truck a flatbed? No. My truck's, it's a standard pickup truck with a tonneau cover. So yeah. The bed of the truck, it's got about 5 or 6 days of firewood in it. It's got my generator in it. It's got a cooler in it. That's it. That's all that's in the box of my truck. And then the back seat, because it's a crew cab, the back seat is empty. And it will be full. It'll be full up to the headrests of the front seats. And the box will be full when I pull out of here. The back of the truck. Yeah, the regular pickup box, and it's got a roll-out tonneau cover on it. Yeah. I just have about 3 cases of Hormel chili, and you can put that on a rock and make it taste good. I do have, that is on my list, is some of these quick kind of 1-can meal deals. I do that occasionally. Those days you just don't feel like putting any effort into cooking, but you just, as long as it tastes good. But yeah, I do when I lived up at camp, when I had the wilderness camp, for 3 years, I shopped once a month, literally once a month. And so I kind of got that. I know what I'll eat in a month down pretty well pat. And I'd go shop for a month, but I always still had a month's worth of food at the place. I was prepped for 1 full month the way I typically eat. And then I had other prep that was long-term prep, long shelf life stuff that would take me out for about 4 months, But in this case, it's 1 month at a time because I got nowhere to keep anything, ravioli and chili. Ravioli and sandwiches, bread. There, Jimmy. I watched you that night. Does Running Water have his own channel? Yes, he does.
Not much there. But...
Yeah, he does. His channel is a little tough. You type it in the search, and sometimes it's tough to find. But it shouldn't be. It should pop right up, Yeah, bee lady, that's what I use here at home. Shelf-stable milk. The milk that I use has a shelf life of 18 months. When I buy it, it's got at least an 18-month shelf life, and I actually like it. That's all I use anymore. I don't buy fresh milk because if I bought it in quarts, it would last. But otherwise, if I buy a half gallon or a gallon, I always end up throwing some out because I don't drink a lot of milk, but I use it in cooking and stuff, or on cereal, on my oatmeal. Yeah. So I use shelf stable milk. I love it. Yeah. I'm back. I heard my favorite chili Wolf brand. I'm on way back home. My vertical got me. Oh, dry it? Yeah, drive safe if your vertical is giving you trouble. Imagine how much beer I would have to bring. Jimmy said, "Yeah, right." Well, fortunately, for about 4.5 miles from my campground, this convenience tourist trap kind of store that's there, they got a pretty good line of liquor there and lots of beer. Every end cap is just cases of beer, so you don't have to keep a lot on hand. It's just down the road. Hey, Chad, good to see you. Yeah. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the next 12 months. Yeah, do everything. The way I see it is one more day. Just do it the next day. Just be ready in case there isn't a third day, Freeze dried. Okay. Dried milks, I don't like them. No. I've the only powdered form of milk that I've ever used that I actually liked, but I couldn't drink it, but I loved it for cooking, was the powdered buttermilk. That's rich enough that it seemed like real milk. Otherwise, powdered milks I stay away from. I don't like them.
Yeah, they're all right if you're making stuff like like a hot chocolate mix or stuff.
Yes, powdered
It's a
milk
little
if
good for
you're
that.
making homemade instant hot chocolate. We used to do that, remember, when you guys were kids, and we lived up in the backcountry. It was the only way to have enough hot chocolate for a family of 6 in the winter,
Yeah, make a gallon of powdered,
powdered mix, and we could,
pre-mixed up. Yep.
yeah, it worked good. Now freeze-dried butter and powdered peanut butter, I don't care for. I've tried both. You reconstitute them with vegetable oil, and to me, you might as well use oleomargarine. It's fake butter as far as I'm concerned. That's the way it tastes, and the peanut butter is it tastes like vegetable oil.
Well, and for something like peanut butter, it doesn't really make much sense because you're going to use it faster than it's an expiration, anyways.
Right. Peanut butter lasts for a long time, and in fact, I opened a jar of peanut butter a couple weeks ago that I had in my pantry, and I looked at the date on it, and it said the best buy date on it was 2018. Back in 2018. That's 3 years ago, for God's sakes. And I made peanut butter cookies with it, and they were awesome. There was nothing wrong with that peanut butter. The oils had separated a little bit in it. I just stirred them back in and used it. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. The powdered eggs, those I would like. I'd like to get my hands on them. They're expensive. I'd love to get my hands on some powdered eggs. Yeah. we've eaten a lot of those in the past, but when we were out west, yeah. Yeah, almond milk is supposed to be good for you. I tried it. I drank some. I don't like it. I don't like the taste. Sorry. The it's good for you, but I don't like the taste. Yeah, Pam spray. Yeah, that's yeah. And when it says butter flavored on it, you know that's fake butter. That's you look at it and it says artificial flavoring. Well, that's the butter part. That's I mean, yeah, yeah. The yeah, Bee Lady doesn't like almond milk either. Yeah. The I tried cashew milk. I thought that might taste good because I love cashews. No, oh, no poop. I don't like it. OG son Marcinell said you can have our can. uh, I'm weird. I like powdered eggs. We figured out really how to use them. I mean, we used to use powdered eggs to make bread pudding, egg custard. I'd make egg custard pies using powdered eggs. And you didn't know. I mean, I had people that did not know we used powdered eggs eat some of the desserts I made with powdered eggs, and they'd, oh my gosh, homemade egg custard, homemade bread pudding. Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Quiche.
Quiche, we'd make quiche all the time with it. Yeah. And it's all on how you do it, you know. That's one thing they don't have in MREs is powdered eggs. If they had them in MREs, then you better make doggone sure you got a way to cook them. Yeah. See, I don't have a problem with MREs. A lot of people, they don't, they tell you, don't eat too many of them. You're going to get all blocked up. You won't be able to crap. Or they're going to say, don't eat them. You're going to get the runs and they won't quit. Well, I'm middle of the road with MREs. I can eat any MRE and I stay regular. And you know what I like the best out of MREs? Some of them don't taste that, to me, none of them were unedible, right? Or I can't eat that, they're all edible, and some of them tasted pretty doggone good. But what I really like about MREs is all the stuff that's in there. There's so much stuff in an MRE. They're kind of fun to prepare and eat, it makes your like OG-san saying, turkey a la king is his favorite. To me, turkey a la king's good. It's a good one. But it's everything else that's in there. It makes the whole, it adds color to the process of eating, And I think that was probably what they planned on in the first place is let's cheer these guys up with a bunch of, let's keep them busy while they eat, Yeah, the food ain't so good for them, but what the heck? I love quiche. My grandmother used to make it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my ex-wife, she was the quiche queen. Yeah. Yeah. She always wanted quiche. I didn't care to go ahead, make it. Yeah. I like quiche. Hard to change from what you eat day to day unless you have to. All tastes good when you're hungry. That's so true. That's so true. If you're hungry enough, it's surprising what tastes pretty good. Yeah. I want to find the canned cheeseburgers, but they're hard to find nowadays. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've tried all these different freeze-dried meat products, pork chops, chicken breasts, beef patties, and I like them all. Don't even try to buy them suckers now. A 1-gallon can that I used to buy for about $25-30 is now about $60 to $65 for that one number 10 can. No, way too expensive. Way too expensive. And the thing is, a lot of people don't realize those number 10 cans. Once you open that number 10 can, you better eat that product, that especially the meat products. You better eat that within the next 12 to 14 days, because it will go bad and you can get botulism from it. It's because any moisture in the air, it sucks it right up, and it'll start to mold. It'll start to go bad. It'll turn rancid. People don't realize that. Hey, it's time for the Sty Story. Hey, because I only have one person with me tonight, I'm going to let him just sit up here. I want to let him sit up here. He's even aware of part of the story. It's not all concentrated on that part, but I will be, that'll get an honorable mention. It needs to. But when I was growing up, tonight's story, the Wringer washer. When I was growing up, it was in the era where people were just starting to get regular top load washing machines and dryers, and every housewife wanted one, right? Not my mother. She'll keep her Wringer washer. Well, we had an old Maytag. Now, they built these Wringer washers pretty damn tough. They were tough. And they actually did an awesome job at washing your clothes. But you had to be personally involved in the process. You couldn't just load it and walk away, right? Load it up, put the soap in, leave. And when it goes beep, my wash is done, I can throw it in the dryer. No, that's a Wringer washer. You go and you fill the tub with water, you put your clothes in, you add your soap, and you fire it up and it agitates your clothes. You run it through its whole wash cycle. That's what you determine is how long is it. And by the nastiness of that water, you determine whether you want to refill it and run it a second time or not. You don't see that in a modern washer. You don't get to see what's going on in there to really know. But in a Wringer washer, you knew what was going on with them clothes. The only problem is thank God clothes were tough back then, because the agitator beat the hell out of your clothes. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, it really pounded your clothes. It pounded the dirt out of them. Well, it's hard to believe, but you can still buy a brand spanking new Wringer washer today. They still sell them. They still make them and sell them. I looked online today, and for those people that, are trying to think back, what I can remember a Wringer washer. There's one right there that looks just like my mother's. That's an old late 1940s Maytag. That's it. That's the beast. Look at that big thing on the top with that red panel on it. Well, that red panel was for good reason. That Wringer had a mind of its own. That thing wanted to get you. So you agitated your clothes in there for a long time, and you got them clean. And there's a hose you take out and you stick it in the drain, and it all drains out. Most of them, if you were lucky, you had one that had a pump, and it would pump it out the hose. If you had some of the older models, it was gravity feed. You put the hose down to the floor and put it in the floor drain, and it would gravity drain. Ours had a pump on it. Well, you're all done, and you pump the water out. Well, those clothes are soaking wet. I mean, soaking wet. So you got to get all that water out of them, because we didn't have a dryer. Our dryer was clothesline out. My mother must have had 150 feet of frickin' clothesline in our yard. because there were 6 of us. She was doing laundry every damn day, and there were clothes out in the yard all the time hanging there. Well, so you drain the water, you got these clothes that weigh about 150 pounds because they're all just soaking wet. You turn that wringer on, and that thing starts a humming and turning, and you take a corner of whatever piece of clothes you got and you get it started, and those 2 rollers catch it, and it drags that piece of clothes through there and squeezes all the water out. And the water runs back down into the washing machine and out the hose. Sounds slick, don't it? Get your fingers in that thing once. Okay, it's got that red bar there, and that's to remind you, that's dangerous. Don't go beyond this red bar with your hands. And on top of it, there was a bar that you hit. And if you hit it, it would pop those 2 rollers apart in case you got your damn hand in there. Well, there's probably 2 or 3 times I got my hand in there. Oh, that hurt like hell. The one time it did break my middle finger in 2 spots. But it's get up on top of the meat of your hand, base of your hand, and it's heading for your wrist, man. And you can't get it out. You cannot it's taking you. It wants to wring your whole ass out. I mean, and you're beating the top of that thing. Well, that don't feel good because you're beating that thing down onto your hand harder to get it to release itself. So the thing was dangerous. The thing was absolutely dangerous. There were people that were getting broken fingers and hands and wrists with those things all the time, or bad burns that would come up. It hit their wrist bones, and it would just sit there. It wouldn't keep taking the arm. It'd just sit there, and those things would roll, just keep spinning on you. And it's just big burns across your wrist, both top and bottom. Terrible thing. Another thing you didn't do. They came out with new fabrics. We found out cotton and wool, no problem. Certain mixed fabrics, no problem. Anything nylon, big problem. A windbreaker. That was my first experience. A windbreaker, light jacket. It's made out of nylon, washed it. And it said to wash it and line dry, it said. It should have said on there, don't use it in a wringer. Don't do it in a wringer washer. Because when I stuck that thing in there, that jacket kind of folded itself up and it created an air pocket. And that air pocket's getting bigger and bigger as it's going through them rollers. And that thing was about the size of a muskmelon, about that big around. And it exploded. It blew my hat right the fuck off. Kaboom! Sounded like the whole back end of the house blew off. Oh yeah, it blew my jacket up. It was bad. It was bad. The Dr. Smith says I was scared of them when I was a kid. I had a hard time learning a good healthy fear of that machine. And that's too bad. My mother, boy, she'd preach at me constantly. Don't do this, don't do that. You're gonna OG son. Yeah. Certain women folk that are well endowed, that has happened. I knew a gal. Well, my mother knew her, but I heard the whole issue, and it was not nice. No. She should not have been leaning into that thing when she was wringing clothes. Ouch. But anyway, so this stinking wringer washer that we had intrigued the hell out of me, right? Well, I was experimenting all the time. I was taping things to the top of the agitator with arms coming out and things hanging from, and then turn it on. It was fun, man, making stuff that you could attach to the washing machine. And my mother didn't like me doing that yet. What she really didn't like is when she heard all this ruckus in the back room at our house and came to see what it was. And she found her washing machine at the doorway going outside. The back door propped open and the screen door tied open. And her machine is against the doorway, the open doorway. And there's a piece of lumber stretched across the doorway to hold the machine in the house, keep the machine in the house. And balled up in her wringer is about 60 feet of clothesline. Well, I found out that you don't want that clothesline to get wrapped around those rollers. You want it to come out and just go on the floor behind the roller. So I figured it out. I got it all set up. And I'd take this red wagon, one of them red flyer kind of wagons that I had, take it all the way down to this cabin we had, which was about 60 feet away from the house. And I'd run up there and I'd start that wringer and I'd stick the clothesline in there. Well, the other end of the clothesline was tied to the handle of the wagon. And I'd stick that clothesline in there and it would start pulling that clothesline through. And I'd run down there and jump in the wagon and I'd ride all the way up to the back of the house. But I had to jump out about 10 feet before I got to the house, get in there, shut the wringer off, pull all the rope back out, take the wagon back down, take another ride. It was working pretty damn good until it started balling up inside that stinking wringer. And that machine was going ga-bang, 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 and banging against the door. And my mom came out and, "What are you doing to my wringer washer, you dumb kid?" But Ma, that wringer washer works really good for pulling the wagon up here. I can ride in the wagon all the way up the sidewalk, all the way to the house. Don't have to do nothing, just go for a ride. She didn't like that. She just, for some reason, that was just a bad thing for me to do. Another thing I found is if the rollers in the wringer are nice and dry, and make sure they're just bone dry. And then if you'll remember the old caps for cap guns, they're in the red spools and you could unspool them and you'd have a big string of caps. Oh man, I spent about an hour with packs of those caps. Unspool them, stick a piece, the end, in that wringer while it's running, and it would go pop, 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 sound like a machine gun running through. And if you get 4 or 5 spools going through at once, it sounded like World War II. I'm out there playing with my army man on the lid of the wringer washer, just running the wringer for the sound effects, all the gunshots, just running caps through it. Well, all that burnt gunpowder and crap on the wheels isn't good when my mother runs one of my father's white uniform shirts through the wringers the next day. And it's all full of gray and black marks from all the caps that were shot off inside her washing machine. Yeah, I loved them. I thought they were great. Oh my gosh, Oji-san, Jimmy, he says it brings back memories. That well, and that's the intent of my stories is to try to bring memories back for folks. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you so much. That's great. The all you folks coming in the house that I haven't shouted out, I'll get to you in just a moment, folks. I see you over there. I'll be shouting you out here in a moment. But my favorite wringer washer was owned by my grandfather and grandmother. They owned a little house in town, just a few blocks, not too many blocks away from us. And I knew when Grandma was doing laundry because when I'd walk to their house, I could hear that pop, 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 pop. Their Wringer washer had a little gas engine on it, and it had a pedal on the back to start it. She would push on that pedal with her foot to turn it over, and then when it would start, it would just go pop, 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 pop. And the agitator did its thing, and the Wringer did its thing, just like an electric one. But theirs was gas powered, and after my grandmother passed away, and my granddad, he wasn't going to wash clothes, no way in hell, and he ended up moving in one of our little cabins on our place, and so my mother took care of them, and that old washer just sat there going to pot. And I think I was the one and only kid in town that had a kickstart go-kart. I snatched the motor out of that washing machine, and we put a double pulley system on it, so I had 2 gears. I could get it rolling and then take the next pulley set and engage that, and I could get my go-kart up to about 30 miles an hour with this old washing machine motor. And it was kickstart, so it was pretty cool. I loved that washing machine. But my very last Wringer washer, running water, he saw that Wringer washer. We used it out in Montana. We didn't live in a house. We were living in a camper, and we had it sitting outside on a little wooden platform. And everybody else in our camp, and there was a lot of people, there were 5 families living in this big camp, and they're going to town and complaining constantly about how much it costs for them to do laundry, and we're out there doing our laundry in a Wringer washer right outdoors and hanging our stuff out on the line. Ain't costing us a cent. And they were kind of pissed off about it. They're just like, that ain't right, well, go ahead and use it, I told them. We don't know how. And I wasn't going to show them because I don't get it. It's not hard to figure out. I mean, the thing was electric. We hooked it up, plug it into the generator, put water in it, put your clothes in it, and turn the switch on, and it starts agitating, and you engage the gears on the Wringer to run the Wringer. That's all you need to know. No, we don't know how. Oh, but you can use the machines down there that you got to stick money in and push all the damn buttons and dials and shit. But you can't figure out that Wringer one? Well, when we moved to Montana, I had a van, a conversion van, and there were 6 of us in it, me, the spouse, and the 4 kids, and a lot of other belongings. We were packed in there. But right in the middle of the van, between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, was that Maytag Wringer washer riding with us all the way out to Montana. A 24-hour trip with that Wringer washer sitting right next to me all the way there. And when the porta potty tipped over in the back, I almost crawled over that Wringer washer to try to get that porta potty stood back up. That's the only time Wringer washer ever got in my way. Yeah, running water. I'll never forget. I had to hit the brakes. Some moron, one of these flag guys, stepped in front of the van and turned the stop sign. I would have killed him. I mean, I had to hit the binders, and I got a big camper trailer behind me and my van full of shit and people, and I hit the brakes. Well, the porta potty had been pulled out away from the back of my ex-wife's seat, the front seat, and the porta potty came over backwards and landed upside down, and everything in it came out. Thankfully, I had this big sheet of carpet remnant in the van that the porta potty and the washing machine stood on. So when I just stopped the van right there and I opened the side doors, porta potty went flying in the ditch, grabbed that carpet and drug the whole carpet out the van. It just yelled at running water, hang on to that washing machine, that it don't come out. And out went the carpet. I got back in the van and the guy with the sign, hey, what are you doing? You can't leave that. You know what the hell? Like I just kept driving. You damn right. You put that in your car. I ain't leaving that in my car. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Sty's life with a Wringer washer. I love Wringer washers. If I lived by myself out in the boondocks somewhere, you're damn right. I would have a Wringer washer. You betcha. You betcha. So there you go. There's your Sty story for tonight. That went a little longer than usual, but I hope you enjoyed. I did notice that you folks over in the chat had been chatting right along, making comments about everything I talked about. So I'm glad. I love the interaction with you guys. Love it. Hey, Roy and Becky's Travels, it is so good to see you. It's been a little while. It's so good to see you. I don't think there was anybody else that I hadn't shout out. I think I shouted out Dr. X. I hope so. So many of the, and that's one thing I love, you guys. I love that about my channel, and I love it about my audience. I've gotten so I recognize everybody when they come in. That's too cool. That's just awesome. Roy and Becky saying, me and the ex-father-in-law had to tear one apart and get the wife's grandmother out of one. It wasn't her hand that was stuck in it either. Yeah, right, yeah. Now, my one grandmother, she had her apron get caught in it. Her apron ended up on that piece of clothes she was putting in it. And then she realized it's got her. And that thing had her almost bent in half across the front of the washing machine. Well, she's trying to untie her apron from behind her back. And my grandfather walked in and saw it. And he always had his jackknife handy. Out come that jackknife and boom, cut the string on that apron. I remember my grandmother being so upset about her apron string being cut that you could have untied it and I would have just pulled it off over my head. And he says, you would have lost your damn head if I hadn't cut it. She said, you could have hit the release. He goes, oh, that's right. I could have. She couldn't hit the release hard enough. She tried, but she just didn't have. Some of the releases worked real good. That there's some had a little handle kind of thing on the one end, and all you had to do was tap that, and it would pop it open. But some of the older ones just had that bar across the top that you hit the bar and it pops it apart. Yeah. Always got her hair stuck in the wringer because of the poor eyesight. Oh, Eileen, scary. I met a gal that had it didn't look like scar tissue, but it was. But she had a spot missing. And that was what happened. It got ripped out by a wringer washer. Haha, bee lady, I love my aprons. Can't imagine a day without them. My one grandmother, when she got to the age she couldn't cook anymore, she just couldn't do it. My mother did all the cooking to help her. Still wore, when she got up in the morning and got dressed, that was part of getting dressed. Got to have an apron. And she'd spend all day, Grandma Z, and she'd spend all day dressed nice, wearing an apron. It's just, it was so much a part of her life that, yeah,
Well,
If
it
you-
functioned as her utility belt also, because she had so much stuff in the pockets.
yeah, that's it. That's it. She carried so many things in her apron pockets. You're absolutely right. And she was that way for I bet her whole life. All the years I knew her, she was that way. Always had, if you asked her for something, watch, she'll whip it out of one of those apron pockets, you know. Uh, Heck, when I'd get cut out on the farm or something, she'd go, "Come here, we'll put a band aid on that," out of her apron pocket. What the hell are you doing walking around with band aids in your pockets, you know? Yeah. Yeah, B lady does the same thing. That's cool. That's cool. Um, Roy and Becky saying we had one, but they're a little too heavy and bulky for the RV. Yeah, to haul one around is just not, yeah, not good. I remember, in fact, it was after I got married. My mother, her Wringer washer broke down, and other members of the family talked her into giving it up. Don't get another Wringer washer. And oh well, look at here. Look at here. Great to see you, girl.
Hello. I
God.
didn't know if I was gonna make it or not, but I'm glad I did.
Oh, we're here. We're here. Uh, um, did you catch any of it tonight or?
No, I literally just got home, so
Wow, wow.
I'll have to go back and rewatch the Ringer washer story.
Yeah, it's a lot of little stories all piled into one, but it's
Perfect.
definitely all Wringer washer related.
That's the best kind.
I had quite the childhood experiences with our Wringer washer. I loved that machine. I thought it was awesome. I could do so many bad things with that. That's yeah, lots of bad
Hey,
things
chat
with it.
folks. What's up, everyone?
Yeah, got a great group in here tonight. Yeah. Spend a rare Sunday with you, Sty. You take my friend. Hey, Jimmy, that was awesome seeing you here as long as you were. I mean, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good luck working a day shift tomorrow, man. You work nights so much and then have to work a day shift. Ouch. Yeah, he goes to work. He's got to go to work 8 o'clock tomorrow in the morning, daylight.
Yeah.
The old hoot owl's got to work a day shift there. Yeah, it's been an interesting evening. Watch Phil eat them damn bears again, and then he sent everybody over here to hang out, and then he popped up for a little while, and then he bowed out. I think those bears are working on him. Oh yeah, running water. When I was at your house yesterday, and we're looking for those things that I was telling you about. So we're in your office area there, and because it's so full of stuff, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's like
Yeah,
it
it
looks.
just keeps piling stuff in there.
Well, it's a good thing you got 9-foot ceilings in your house, but but Joe grabs this black case and he kind of pitches it. He didn't throw it like, it's not like he threw it. He just softly pitches it towards that big pile of stuff in the middle of the room. I caught it. I wish I would. It felt like it was in slow motion, but I wish I would have had it on video. I caught it just before it made contact with anything. And I go, "My God, man." And he goes, "What? It's just another tool or something he bought." And I said, "In a way, it's a tool." But I said, "Something tells me there's either a uke in that or else a mandolin." And I opened the case and it's got that uke in it. I looked at him and I said, running water might allow me to break this over your head. I said, don't be throwing his string instruments around like that. I said, where's your violin, Joe? I want to go out in the backyard and play football with it. What? I told him, I said, why don't you give me that violin? I said, I don't want to learn the violin, but give it to me. I'll take good care of it. I might play with it. I'll probably never be able to play it, but I'll play with it. And he goes, well, I want to learn it someday. I said, you've had it for 5 years. Have you looked at it since you bought it? I remember when he looked at it, we strung it, tuned it. He hit it with the bow a couple of times, put it back in the case. Yeah, I think I want to learn that. He never touched it. Nice violin. Just it. I got the mail Friday, my hangers to hang my string instrument in the empty trailer. I was a little worried about where are these instruments going to go in that trailer. I want them on the wall so they're out of harm's way,
Mm-hmm.
So I ordered some hangers that'll work for them. It's tough. I got to hang the whole bro. I got to hang upside down, neck down, because the neck, it's got a straight flat neck. There's nothing that'll hook to it. The dulcimer has a hook over facing forward. So I got a 2-bar hanger that I'll put a crossbar in so that it can hang. Otherwise, it'd be hanging on the wall sideways on its head. Mandolin, I got a really nice padded hanger for that. So all three can be hanging right there at the head of my bed, easy to grab. I'm excited about getting out there and getting settled so I can, when I got free time, I can just grab the instrument. Rainy days will be fun because I won't have nothing else to do. So.
What day are you headed there?
On the first.
Okay.
The first. And that's a Saturday.
Just around the corner.
Yeah. And on that Friday, the 30th, I'm going to do a live stream. And I'm going to start it probably about 6 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to let it go for 3 to 4 hours. Because I got to shake it out about 3 o'clock in the morning because I want to head out of here at 4 a.m. and be at that campground before the sun comes up, just as the sun's coming up. But I want to do a live stream the night before, and I think I'm going to title it, Bye, I'm on my way to camp. And just get everybody on here and just chat, because it'll be almost 2 weeks before I go live again. So for a week, a little over a week, 12 days that I won't be live. And that's going to be tough. I've been live 5 days a week now for a while. And it's going to be tough because even if I miss somebody in one live, it don't matter because I'll catch them in the next one. I see everybody every week. I get to see everybody. And
you might just end up getting YouTube withdrawals.
Oh, I already know I will. Last summer was so hard. The end of the summer, when I did that 2-week solid camp, I was out there 24 hours, drove home because I forgot something, got online, ended up chatting with everybody. And I'm like, wow, why did I even do that? I was just going to pick that up and head right back. And no, but I got online. And then it wasn't a week into it. I'm out on a long hike, and I actually did a video that I never put up called "Missing You,"
Aw.
because I'm sitting out at camp, and it was a cold, rainy day, and I'm sitting in the screen house, and I thought, damn it, I want to be on a stream somewhere with my friends, And I thought, what the hell? Set the camera up and just did a video called "Missing You," because I was bumming, I was jonesing. I needed a YouTube fix really bad, So this summer it'll be tough until I get Starlink, but I'll get through it because I'll be making content to post up so that somebody's going to see everybody will see some content throughout the week, and then every Wednesday night from the 12th on, I'll be live every Wednesday unless something major comes up. I definitely know I'll make the one on the 12th because I got to be here to get my second COVID shot on the 12th. So I got to go right past this place to go get it. So. Oh, got quiet out in the chat. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was going to say, since you guys are digging around that office, there is that mobile gaming station case.
And where is that?
It's the biggest black case in there. It should be in the office right there by the door or on top of the cabinet. That's the last place Joe had it.
See, and I'll pick that up probably on the 12th because I'm not taking the PlayStation down with me for this first 2 weeks. I'm going to be so busy getting everything set up that just trying to figure out where my electronics, computer equipment, everything can sit. And and the little nose in the front of my trailer, your brother and I were looking at it yesterday, and that ain't going to work for my electronic, for a desk up there. It's just too small of an area. I bought a nice little table that would have worked. I thought would work good in there. It don't fit. It don't fit.
Dang it.
I could put it in at an angle, but it takes away a little bit of my doorway coming in and out, and it cuts the corner of my Murphy bed. Cuts about a foot off of the end of my Murphy bed. I just like that ain't no. So I figured my long kitchen counter is going to become my whole electronic station there. And then I take that small table and I'm putting it way at the end of the bunk and set up my indoor kitchen area down at the end. And so I got it figured out. Oh, West Haven.
Hey, Elena.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. That's going to go a long ways for my summer overhead. Yeah, that's sweet of you. You need a table for yeah, the table bee lady was going to be instead of building a desk in my trailer, I was going to use a table. But I hadn't measured the space that was available. I was just guessing, and I was a foot off. That was bad. I was a whole foot off, yeah. But the table is the perfect size at the back of my trailer to set up for an indoor kitchen. I could set Coleman stove on it and other things. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work out just perfect. So the tables was worth buying. Oh, West Haven. Look, that's, you know what I do for those. Oh yeah, I throw some little fuzzy hugs for that. There you go. There you go. There's a big fuzzy hug. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's sweet of you.
The thing is so
The,
cute.
the
Every time I see that, I think of that video of that one that gets busted in the yard at night, where he's like,
yeah,
just
where he
statue
freezes.
mode.
I
It's
got
so
when
funny.
you brought that up in my stream before, instantly talk about deja vu. I mean, I pictured him,
Yep.
and you watch, and you can see light changes and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not freezing that video.
No.
That raccoon froze.
He did, like, you can't see me if I don't move.
Yep, if I don't move.
Statue.
Oh God, I laughed so hard at that one
Me
too.
too.
Oh,
So funny.
I gotta find that one so I can throw that
yeah.
clip up here once in a while because that is
It
hilarious.
is funny.
I mean, to catch them so guilty. I mean, and that's what it has written all over it is guilt. Because it's like,
Busted.
wasn't me.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's what he looked like too, because he had his arms out like
Right.
he's
Yep.
surrendering or going,
Surrendering.
I'm not doing nothing,
It wasn't me.
It makes me wish, we had the, recording technology, back in the 90s that we do now, because that going out on Star Route, there's this stretch of the road where it's like this.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster. It's like
and I could see these, it's night out there, and my girlfriend at the time, she lived out there. And I'm coming down, and I could see these little lights out there in the distance. Like, what's that? Okay, it's an animal. So I start slowing down, come up. There's 4 raccoons in the middle of the road, and they're dancing.
They're all over.
They're just standing there in the middle of the road, breakdancing, like couldn't decide which way to go, so they're just going to dance in the middle of the road. I had to come to a complete stop, and then they decided, okay, we'll go.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll never forget running out of your mother. We were coming home from work really late night, and that's when we were up in Bayfield, Redcliffe, and lived in Ashland, and we're coming home, and we got to what you probably know where it is, Sioux River Flats, by Onion River, and we're getting to the end of the flats, and there's a little wayside pullover area there. Same type of situation. All of a sudden, all you saw were all these bright little pairs of lights all over the road. And she's freaking out. Is it aliens? I hit the bright lights, and here it was 2 mother coons, and each of them had 4 or 5 little ones with them. And all of their eyes were just it looked like pairs of fireflies, and their heads were all moving around, and just like, what the? And they're all in the middle of the highway, and I get up there and probably maybe 15 feet from them, and it was almost like the mothers were like, come on kids, come on, this guy wants to get through, come on. And they went off the road into that rest area, and they all lined up along the edge of the woods and just sat there staring at us like, well,
go ahead.
And I told my ex, I said, I'll bet you them little buggers are going to go right back out there in that road and just fool around out on the road.
Game on.
Yep, game on. The car's gone. Yep. And the next day going up to work that morning, I looked real close looking. I didn't want to see any dead ones along the road. There weren't any. So either they got off the road or anybody that came up on them did the same thing we did, stopped and watched and like, get off the road, get your kids off the road.
Hey,
and the mothers were big. There's James. Hey, Chasing the Reaper.
That's funny.
Yeah. Animals can be so hilarious sometimes.
Yeah, when they have personality like that, it's It tickles you for sure. It's pretty great.
Yeah. And raccoons seem to. Raccoons and otters. I had a pair of otters down here by the lake 3 years ago. I walked out on a pier down here, a big coal dock. Got down to the end, and all of a sudden over the edge, this otter pops his head up and he's looking at me. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I walk over to the edge. There's still ice. The ice was breaking up, but there was still some ice pack. And I get to the edge, and here it's 4 otters. And they're just going nuts, playing and carrying on. And I walked away, and I thought, no, I'm going to go back and watch them for a while. I walked back, and they're just all kind of laying around. And as soon as they saw me, they get up and they start playing again. I thought, wait a minute. I walked away, and I could just barely see them. And they're looking around like, well, where'd he go? And so they all just relaxed, laid back down. I walked back up to the edge of the pier, and they all started jumping around playing. They're only acting that way if I was there watching. If he leaves, the act's over. Yeah. It was so obvious. They were putting on an act for me. I thought, you little shits. And you got to do it on a day I don't have a camera, right? You know. But otters are so damn funny too. They're funny until they get into your fish pond. We had this awesome house on a private lake. It was a small little lake. It was only like 4 acres, that lake. But down the road from us, this guy, he had a 1.5 acre pond, and it was a deep pond. So he decided, I'm going to put fish in it. So he talked to the Department of Natural Resources, and he worked with the local tribe. They helped him, and they got him all of these sunfish. And they put 700 sunfish in his pond for him. And it was awesome. You could go there, throw a line in there, and you'd hit one of those sunfish right away. And they thought, well, this worked pretty good. So the second year, they came in and they put 1,500 sunfish in the pond. And the following spring after that. So they figured, well, he's got close to 2,000 fish in that pond. The next spring, I was driving past his place, and he's out by his mailbox. He flagged me down. He says, pull in. I go, what's up? He says, come down to the pond. And I said, okay, let's go down to the pond. We went down there. I said, what's up? Well, he would feed those fish. He had buckets full of mealworms and stuff that he'd throw out, and those sunfish would go nuts over them. And I'm standing there on the shoreline, and he says, you try feeding them. And I thought, well, that's fun. I like feeding them. So I got a handful of mealworms, threw them out there. Nothing. Not a single fish. And he goes, I said, what's going on? Why aren't they eating? And he goes, well, just keep an eye on it, and you'll see a few, 1 or 2 here and there. I said, they used to just go nuts. They'd make the water splash and everything. He goes, yeah, but there's no fish in here anymore. I said, what do you mean there's no fish? He says, look over across the pond on that bank. And I looked over, and there's 2 big fat otters laying on the bank. He says those damn otters came into the pond and wiped it out. They took every fish out of this pond except a handful of them. And he said, I got a hold of the DNR, and they said, I told them, I said, I'm going to shoot them otters. They're killing all my fish. And they said, yeah, if you want to go to jail, you don't have a license to kill an otter. You could get a trapping license for the next season, And he says, but they're going to have all my fish dead before next season. And they said, that's the problem. You can't do anything to those otters until you can legally trap them. And he asked them, will you come and trap them, then get them out of here? Live trap them, get them out of here. And they said, it doesn't do any good. Wherever we take them and drop them off, if we don't take them halfway across the country, if they think your lake still has fish in it, they'll be back. They'll work their way back here, lake after lake after lake. And he says, how do I get rid of them? He says, run out of fish, and then the otters will leave. They'll go find another lake with a lot of fish in it. And it was true. It got down to where, like I said, there's just a handful of sunnies left in that lake, and the otters moved on. They disappeared. Yeah. Stinking little otters. They weren't that little, though. These were big fellas, man. They were 3 feet from nose to tail, end to tail. 3-footers. Big. That big around. Big chubby buggers. A pair of them, yeah.
Well, they had a 24-hour buffet available.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
that's why they were so chubby and fat. They were just laying there and they're doing this number, grooming their
Living the
bellies,
life.
and rubbing their bellies. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Life is good. The life of an otter. Yeah. Well, you otter go somewhere else. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Sunday night. Yeah, we had about 10 of our watchers. They moseyed on. I found that on Sunday night streams. They like to hang around for about an hour after the Sty Story. And then folks, it's their Sunday nights. They got to go to work Monday morning, and they got to cut out the JCT. Is it the same day? Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
JCT.
It's still today, JCT. Yep. It's only 8:24 Central Time. Your time probably 9:24, I believe. I don't think JCT's Central.
She's in Georgia.
Right, that's got to be Eastern. Yeah. Yeah. Oh lordy, liked your new song.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the lyrics are great. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it is. I wrote that Friday night late and got it recorded yesterday just in time. I
Oh
was
my gosh.
Cutting it to the very end this week.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, yeah, cutting it close there. I just want my car.
Oh.
What's wrong with your car, JCT?
Yeah. I didn't know that she had a car problem.
Yeah, she said the other day in chat she had to walk to the store.
Oh no. I've had my times over the years where we've been vehicleless, and it never feels good. Oh, no way. And anytime somebody says 6 weeks stranded, oh man,
I want pizza for dinner only.
Samantha is a person that can definitely sympathize with your plight. Yeah, Samantha's been without a vehicle. She had been without a vehicle for such a very long time.
It was a little over a year, actually.
Yeah. Well,
that sucked.
It was literally right after I met you that your car broke down and things weren't happening, and it just wasn't going to happen, and then she was stranded for over a year and couldn't get away to do anything. She had to depend on someone else to go do the shopping, go get this done, get that done. She couldn't do nothing. And then now that she's got a vehicle, guess what? I always ask myself, is she at home? I wonder. I'm not going to bother her because she's probably out running errands now. Because now she can finally do things. That's so cool.
You go that long without something, you kind of take advantage once it goes down. Spare you the details. It sucks. Oh. Well, I hope it gets fixed soon.
Yeah, whatever the situation, hope it gets fixed and corrected for you. Oh, don't like hearing that you're stranded.
No, you got enough on your plate.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what, sometimes just getting behind the wheel and going for a drive, run to town to get one thing. You know, it's not like it's cost worthy, but it's healthy. It gets you away. There's something about just taking a ride somewhere that really makes you feel better. Oh, because you feel that you got that freedom then. So, being without a vehicle. Hey, Keto. Yeah, running water. Your little brother just wouldn't listen to the wisdom of an old fart, you know. Your car was kind of in my way yesterday to work on the trailer. Well, he knew it. So when I got there, I back in and I look, and there's a extension cord out to your car, and the hood's open, and I look, and yep, battery charger on it. That didn't surprise me. It's been sitting there for quite a while, you know. Well, I asked him, how long's battery charger been on there? Well, it's been on there for quite a few hours now. And I said, it should be charged up by now. Walked over and we looked at it, and the battery charger said it was at 90%. I said, that's enough to start her up. He gets in it, turns the key. It doesn't do anything. None of the lights come on the dash. There's no beep, nothing. I said, that ain't a dead battery. He goes, it's got to be a dead battery. And I said, no, the battery's at 90%. It says so. I said, it's the cables. I said, just take the cables off. I've got a cable cleaner. Clean them up, put them back on, and I bet you the thing will pop right off. Nah, that ain't going to do it. He would not listen to me. And I wasn't going to do it. I just wasn't going to do it for him. What is he? He's 42 years old. I wasn't going to do it for him, the big baby. And so what's he do? He starts his old truck, pulls that up there, and he's out there with the jumper cables. And he goes, I'll just let those sit on there and charge that battery up for a while. I said, no. Just get in the car and start it. He goes, it's not going to start. I said, it will now because the cables are connected to the cables.
It's
not
connected
to
to another battery. Yeah.
And connected to your hot running vehicle. It'll fire right up. No way. I said, just get in his car and stop. He got in there. Beep, beep, beep. I go, moron. He goes, oh, you think you know everything? I said, all I know is that I've lived for 64 years, 20 years more than you. You dummy. Why didn't you just listen to me? Had to make your life miserable. The car started just fine. And
well, when I was at home, because Joe had said that the battery was dead up, I had to get a new battery.
I don't think you need a new battery. I think you just need to clean the cables.
Well, I went out there and I hooked up the charger to it, and it said 80%.
Uh-huh.
And it hadn't run for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
That started. It's like, okay. It wouldn't turn over. Then I went out there. I wiggled the cables.
And then it's fired right up.
It fired up. I let it run for a little bit, and then I told Joe that I'll probably have to clean those out, and if the clamps are bad, I might have to replace those out at some point. But
the clamps look okay. This really needs to be cleaned. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't think the battery's ever been changed in that car. It's never been cleaned. It's like, yeah, and I didn't have a cleaner, so I'm like,
Right.
I'll do that next time I'm home.
Yeah, and in fact, I pointed at it. It was right on the floor of my back seat of my truck with doors open. I go, the battery post cleaner's right there. I said, just grab that and we'll clean these posts. No, that's not what's wrong. I thought, you little turd. I mean, so it took him almost 20 minutes to move a car about 10 feet. And thank God I had other things to do that kept me busy, because it was getting to the point where I was going to tell him, you need to go play PlayStation or something, because you ain't worth a shit out here right now. That's yeah. But I don't. Yeah. Oh well. Throw me. Oh wow. Yeah. That's sad, JCT. Not making your mom's funeral is for me is kind of a soft spot. I feel for you. I didn't get to go to my mom's funeral because the Dollar Tree would not give me the time off.
What?
Yep, they refused. They refused to give me the time off. In fact, I said, well, I'll just take the time off without pay then. I'll just, fine. I'll take 3 days off without pay. They said, you take a single day off and you're terminated. You're done. You're out of here. They said, as a manager, you don't get that privilege of taking personal leave. You only get your scheduled holidays off. Yep. So didn't get to go to my mother's funeral. That's all right. And I wasn't happy with it, but I was okay with it, because if I would have gone to her funeral, it would have been for her, because most of the people there I didn't want to see anyway. A lot of the people that were there, I wouldn't actually invite them to my funeral. So, but I did want to meet some of her friends, some of her old friends, yeah.
Well, for that funeral, the ones in charge, the powers that be, that were scheduling and planning everything, they changed the schedule a couple different times. It's like I already had time planned out to be there for the first time, and they took and changed it to fit their schedules. It's like, well, no, you set a date, and everyone works their schedules around it. You don't take and change the date of stuff at the last minute
to satisfy one or two. That's, yeah. Hey, Saltwater Born, it's great to see you. Yeah,
So it's like I was home that weekend before, and I couldn't get extended time off.
Right. And I got a few of the family members mad at me anyway, because I've been to some what I considered bad funerals. Your grandpa Bob's funeral was one of the worst. And I told all those people off too. And I told them, I said, guess what? All of you people convinced me funerals are not for the deceased, they're for the living. And most of the living that show up want a free meal. And they're so vain that they're using the deceased person to get sympathy for themselves. You need to feel sorry for me because so-and-so died. Well, what the hell? You didn't die. I'm not feeling sorry for you. I'm feeling sorry that I've lost them in my life. I can understand your feeling of loss, but don't make it your issue. We should, if anything, let's talk about all the good things we knew about this person throughout our lives instead of sit here and talk about how each other feels so terrible. Let's talk about the good things about that person. To me, a funeral should be upbeat. A funeral should be upbeat because you should put the loss part of it aside for the funeral and just talk about all of the great things that you knew about the deceased. That's to me that's worth attending, celebrating that person's life, not their death. And it's just me personally. I'm weird that way. I
Yeah. My funeral plan is, having it planned out for, have a keg already prepaid for and ordered at the bar. It's like, hey, when I'm dead, you guys go down there, have karaoke.
yeah, barbecue.
Yeah, open keg until the keg's gone,
Yep.
and then off with you. Go.
Yeah. Do you remember what? Well, you were a teenager. She was considerably older than you were, but when the DePerry girl died of an aneurysm, she was fairly young. She was 19, but her funeral was awesome. Other than her father made a scene at the funeral. Other than that, the funeral was awesome. The wake was really what was awesome. All night. We were there all freaking night. And all we did, we played card games, table games, all kinds of stuff. We had a great time. We all drank and cranked up. Somebody brought their big old sound system in there that was a for hire DJ. He brought his whole sound system in there. And all they played all night was her favorite music. The whole night. It was just like a big party. And there's her casket with her in the casket. And it was the best wake I had ever been to. Best wake I'd ever been to. And everybody, all they had to talk about was how great a person she was, and all the things she accomplished throughout high school, and she had just gone into college, and I mean, she had her whole life to look forward to, and she was going to be a success. That girl, you could read it in her. She was going to be a success, and she was caring and loved people. And yeah, her wake was such a weight lifter. It lifted all of the feelings of loss off of everybody's shoulders and made us realize we were pretty lucky to have her in our lives, and that's it. That's the way it should be. Rebecca Felter, I'll just sneak in. You're down at the bottom of the chat. I see ya. I see ya. Good to see you, Rebecca.
Yeah. Now, see, for my funeral and wake, I couldn't have something like that, where we're blasting the music I listen to, because I'd have everyone there going, "Yeah, I'm glad he's dead."
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, not that anybody will, but I got a CD I want played at mine. Yeah. And everybody's going to go, holy God. We're down in Louisiana or something. Yeah.
Heck, give me a copy of the CD.
Or we're in the Appalachians, because, yeah, it's all bluegrass.
Yeah, you get me a copy of the CD. I'll put on an SD card and a Bluetooth speaker deal. I'll throw it in the casket with you.
I can guarantee you, all you have to do is hit eject in my truck and you'll have it. It comes out of the player so I can put something else in.
Oh, see that there's
but
the plan.
the minute I stop, it gets put right back in. It's in there when I leave the truck, and it's in the player when I get in the truck. It might be swapped out while I'm on my ride somewhere, but that CD is always. In fact, I don't even have the jewel case in the truck anymore because I got it here. The CD's in the player. Yeah.
Well, there's an idea then for we'll have a urn for you with a little motion sensor on, so every time someone walks by, it starts playing your music.
Yeah,
to make it authentic, I'll get like a little garden gnome or something, so it looks like you. And
yeah, right.
That would drive Joe crazy.
No, my urn's sitting right next to my bed on the night table.
Okay.
So when I'm dead and gone, you just go in the bedroom, and it might be under something, but it's sitting there in the box. Yeah, you'll know.
Well, and I could trust that it would be there, unlike at home, stuff.
Yeah, Joe.
Somewhere.
You die, and I ask Joe, "Where's his urn?" He'll go, "I don't know. Maybe we should tear that room apart and look for it." Thanks, Joe. He said it was sitting right on this shelf. Well, I moved that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. What the hell did he buy an urn for? Your brother's terrible about anything you buy. Why'd he buy that? He doesn't need that. That's, and I told him, I said, here's the key. You're both over 40 years old. Your money is your money. His money is his money. What he buys with his money is none of your business. He can buy it just because he decided to buy it. He never plans on using it, ever. I just want to own that. He has that right. It's his money. If he was spending your money on something you didn't think was right, then you'd have something to say. But don't worry about what somebody else buys. I mean, God almighty. But he's a worrywart. He worries about everything. I gave him my good news about my medical results. And he goes, don't ever, ever have an incident in front of me ever again. Because he says, I've been worried sick ever since you told me what was going on. And I said, I told you there's no answer to it. So don't worry about it until there is. I said, to have a little bit of concern until then is understandable. I understand that. But he was worrying his ass sick. And I told him, I said, well, then you might as well worry your ass sick for the rest of my life, because I could die tomorrow. I could fall off of an embankment and go down a waterfall like I almost did a year ago. And it would be over. I said, so are you going to worry about that every frickin' stop worrying so damn much. And he goes, well, you piss me off because you act like everything's okay and you're so happy. And I said, because I choose to be happy and not sad about every fucking thing. Come on. I want every day to be the fullest, you know? So
Well,
I hope I have a lot of those. I hope I have a shitload of them. But
yeah,
if I don't,
he doesn't like it whenever I say everything will work out.
oh, don't know. You don't like to hear that.
Yeah. Well, what you gonna do about this? And I'm like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It'll work out.
Yeah.
Yo.
No, you need an answer right this minute.
Yeah. Well, if you come up with an answer, things might change tomorrow.
And that answer is no good anymore. That's it. That's the way I am. I just like, oh, I make plans.
And it might work out good, it might work out bad, but it's gonna work out.
I am terrible about making plans for if my plans don't work. Because that's usually the way it goes. Whatever my plans are, they're gonna go to shit. I know it. I just know it. So I make plans for when my plans go bad. And so there's always a plan for everything, is the way I see it. Sometimes my plan for things is nothing. I'm not going to plan anything for that. And people go, but you're not prepared. Yeah, I'm prepared. I'm prepared to make a damn decision and a plan when it comes up, when it happens. I'm not doing it now. I'm not going to worry about it in advance. I'll wait till then. Yeah. Hey, you have a good night, Roy and Becky. It was nice seeing you.
Yeah, see, I stopped telling them most of my plans. You know, like with the driveway.
Yeah.
He knows the gist of what I'm doing out there. He doesn't know what I have planned to do now because I plan on making it like an L. I'm gonna come along the side of the shed too. So that, you know, you could take back your trailer up in there along the side of the trailer during the winter.
Along the shed?
Yeah, along the shed. Yeah, put back the trailer there along the shed.
Then it's totally out of the way.
And then you'd still be able to fit 3 vehicles back there.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. You betcha. You betcha. But
I'm not telling them that.
Don't. I wouldn't.
I'm just going to do
it. Yeah. I would not tell them that. I won't let it. I'm not going to tell them nothing. I'm just grateful. I don't care where the trailer gets parked. I'm just grateful I got a place for it. The only thing with it where it's at, see, if it was next to the shed, that would work so good because I can drop the tailgate. Because parking it in the driveway at the front of the shed, I can't drop the tailgate. Right. Plus, it's an immobile kind of thing for getting in and out of the front of the shed. If you want to open the doors up, you can't because the trailer's in the way for half of it. And over there, it'd be totally out of the way. And you'd be able to pull 2 vehicles out, open the shed doors wide. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
I was thinking, you know, when I run that power out there, then it would just be right there next to the shed, run that short cord to your trickle chargers, you know, before you head out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Instead of running that 100-footer from the house through the yard and around, which I did now. And Joe right away, well, how much juice is that drawing? He's watching, you know, what I'm doing in there. And I go, the one main battery, it was at 90%. It topped off in about an hour. The charger topped it right off. And I said, just leave her plugged in for the next couple of days. Feel free to unplug it. I don't care. And he goes, well, why don't you hook that charger up to one of the other 2 batteries and top that one off quick and then swap it again and top the next one off quick? I said, because the other 2 are on battery maintainers, and they're only putting out 2 amps. I mean, if you were to run a 60-watt light bulb for as long as those will be on you could leave them on there until I leave for camp, and a 60-watt light bulb would burn up the same amount of energy that 2 weeks is going to be. It would burn it all up in probably a 48-hour period. A 60-watt light bulb.
Power, anyways.
I know. Yeah. We don't want to go there.
Because I spent the extra money when I was buying the house to have that extra insulation put in there, and every single light in that house is LED.
Yeah, right.
That
and I like I told them, I said, both of those chargers, once the battery's topped off, they don't take any more juice in off the line. Little green light comes on with a smiley face on it. A little LED light that's running off of the battery. It's not running off of the 110. It shuts itself off. It's got a voltage cutoff. So once it hits, once your batteries are topped off, it shuts itself off until that battery drops low enough that it needs to be topped back off. So it's not drawing juice. I said, so don't worry about it. Because the other charger, that bugger draws some juice. That sucker's got a fan in it. It sits there and hums like a devil. I said, so no, I don't want that thing plugged in. And then I would feel I have to go and check it every hour or two and disconnect it once the battery stopped off, instead of, because that thing keeps drawing juice whether the battery needs it or not. Just, simple stuff like that, Oh well.
Well, I've had a couple times, especially during the winter. Well, during the winter and middle of the summer, come home and it's either freezing cold in the house or it's hotter than hell in the house. It's like, I've got air conditioners. Let's run them. Well, that uses power. I'm like, I don't care. Be comfortable in here.
That's it. You plan on it. You've got it figured out, and you plan on it. And then the person says, "Oh no, I shouldn't do that." No, what?
It's not affecting his rent at all.
No. Well, that's like here. I hate to do it, but I'm paying for my air conditioner for the summer so that I've got it on Wednesdays when I get here.
Right.
The minute I walk into place, crank that thing on high, and by Wednesday evening I get done with my stream, I can head to bed and it's nice and cool. It's going to be hotter than, the fans, the 12-volt fans.
Mm-hmm.
Where are those?
In the shed, on the workbench, up on the top shelf.
Oh, awesome. I know I'll find those.
They're in a plastic bag, both of them.
Okay.
Are in like a shopping bag. That's where I left them. Disclaimer, that's where I left them.
But I was lucky because he says, I haven't been in this shed for quite a while, he said. And I thought, oh, that's good. Because I got to go in there. I got to find my Sawzall. And I know it's in one of my bins there, It's in the factory box it came in,
Right.
So it'll stand out. And I thought, he ain't moving my stuff. So because it's all stuck in the corner. He's not messing with it. So but yeah, good. Hey, what I'll probably do, because I won't need those until June, sometime in June. Once I got the 12-volt plugs in place, then the fans, will be of good use. But I think what I'll do, if you don't mind, I'll take both out, run each one, do a test on each one to see which one's going to actually work the best,
Right. yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're both yours, so do with them what you want.
Okay, I'll see whatever works. Hey, Fire Squad reaction, good to see ya. I'm doing very well. Samantha, from what I can tell, is doing fine. She's doing well. Yeah. The busy. Samantha's very busy. Life, and her songwriting. Yeah. She's juggling it though. She's managed to juggle it all. My life's that way too, just trying to get everything juggled. I head out to camp on May 1st for 4.5 months. And for anybody watching, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. There's still going to be a lot of content this summer going up on the channel. There's going to be weekly live streams, so don't worry about it. It's not like I'm disappearing. If I didn't like YouTube, I'd be saying bye, guys. I'd be out there for 4.5 months. You'd never hear from me again. Well, I shouldn't say if I didn't like YouTube, because it doesn't mean that I like YouTube. I just like the people on YouTube that I know. I love all you guys.
Yeah. You don't do YouTube like I do, where it's, every 3-4 months pop up a video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to stay connected. with everybody. And like I said, if I don't see somebody for a while, then I start to worry. I start to wonder, if it's, and I have followers, people that I see them maybe once a month. I don't see them all the time, but I see them once a month, and I've gotten used to that. And so if all of a sudden it's been 2 months and I haven't seen that person, I'm like, uh-oh, what's up? Hope everything's okay. Yeah. This week, the streams will be pretty typical. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow, it's Sunday. So tomorrow night, Sty Time's at 5 p.m. Central Time. Yes, sir. I even forgot what the topic is. I do know I did some notes, but what was it? I don't recall the topic. I could go and look it up, but I'm lazy. I'm just being lazy. That's easy to be when you're retired. Let's see if
I'm going to have to cut out. I got to get up really early in the morning. I got my loads all messed up.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow night's topic is, it's all the same, just different. Yeah, we're going to have fun with that one. It's all the same, just different, folks. That's, think about that until tomorrow night. Yeah.
That's my job.
It's all the same, just different. Yeah. And it's so true. It's so true. Everybody thinks everything is always changing. Always changing. But if you bring it down to its roots, yeah, it's all the same, just different. Yeah, it's just the same old thing, just different. That's where the old line, same shit, different day, comes in, Yeah. Yeah, Samantha had to jump off for a minute. Running Water has to get himself to bed, and he's got an early day tomorrow, and I'm going to be wrapping it up pretty soon here, because I got another heck of a day tomorrow. I'm trying to do all my spring cleaning. My kitchen is all tore apart. I mean, I did all my dishes, everything. And I decided, well, wait a minute, it's spring. I usually don't do this until the middle of May, but I won't be here. So everything came out of my cupboards. It's all on coffee tables and stuff. And the I got to wipe out, clean all my cupboards. Pull the appliances out, clean around them on the floors and blah, blah, blah. So my kitchen will be done by mid-morning. I'm going to get up early and get right on it. Then I go in my bathroom, and from floor to ceiling, I scrub that bathroom so you can eat off the floor. Then I head from there into my bedroom. The last of my winter stuff gets packed away and put away for the winter, and summer stuff brought out. Then I move into here, into the living room in the studio. This is going to be a bummer. Don't buy stuff from Amazon unless you're going to get rid of the boxes the day you open them. I've got 3 trips out to the recycling dumpster of boxes broke down sitting over here. I just got to haul them out of here. So that's a mess. Once that's out of here, yeah. And then everything to go to camp is all going to be sitting in its specific piles. And when I walk out of here, my house is all spring cleaned, and it should be that way when I get home this fall. Because when I come home on Wednesdays, I'm sure I'll get to-go food from a restaurant somewhere. I won't be cooking here at home. I'm not going to do anything here at home except be in the studio doing this. So, yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Hey, Kathy, if you're calling tonight, good night, sweetie. Thank you again for being here. It is so good to see you. Yeah, I like her little video clips of her pooches all the time. You probably see those over. She puts them up at the Sty Shack when she does a video. Yeah, like the pet lovers, you know. Yeah, we didn't get Bean showing himself off tonight.
Yeah, no, he got in a little trouble tonight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so he's pouting. I ran inside to get some food, come back out, and he managed to get into the cubby that's above the windshield and pulled out his pack of those bones.
Oh.
And ate 6 of those bones. Ate the whole pack.
Oh.
It was like, well, no dinner for you.
Yeah, he just ate it all. Oh, wow.
I was like,
oh.
Yeah, I knew something was wrong when I come up and he's not in the window. You know, he's not in the front seat. It was like, yeah, what did you do? He's hiding.
Hiding out. Guilty as charged. Yeah, Samantha had to make some mac and cheese real quick. She's feeding Colin.
Yeah.
Feeding Colin.
If I wouldn't have done that, he would have bugged me the entire time until I did. So.
Oh yeah. I tell you what. I tell you, that is one time you and I were chatting like this that has stuck with me forever. Was when he wanted mac and cheese. I want mac and cheese, and you're telling him, but I don't have any milk. I can't. And he's going, but I want mac and cheese. He was not going to give up. He wanted his mac and cheese, and she's saying, I don't know what to do. Sty, do you have any ideas? That this kid wants his mac and cheese, and I don't have any milk. And I said, do you have powdered milk? No. And then I go, do you have coffee creamer? And she goes, well, yeah. And I said, there you go. All you do is just constitute some coffee creamer for the amount of milk you need and use that, and he'll never know. She did it, and I asked her, I said, so what did he think about his mac and cheese? She says he's eating it all. He's just chowing it
He
down.
ate all of it quickly, too.
And she goes, I never thought of that. And I said, boy, I learned in our house, because we were always out of something, and I always come up with it. Oh, yeah, if we do this, they won't even know. It's like
substitute.
my poor kids. When they were of the age to remember their food real well, when we moved from Montana out of the woods, out of the wilderness, and we got into a house and I fixed the mac and cheese, they go, oh, we miss it the way you made it out in Montana. And I go, what do you mean? It didn't make any difference. They said, well, yeah, out there you put pepper in it. We liked it with the pepper in it. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. I don't use pepper anymore. And I waited till they were older to tell them that wasn't pepper. Those were ashes out of the fire pit that would get in their mac and cheese. The black specks in their mac and cheese was just ashes blowing in it while I'm cooking it over an open fire. And they were just chowing it down. Oh, we love mac and cheese with pepper in it. Yeah, okay, dummy. Yeah. As long as you're happy, you know. Yeah, and Cullen, he likes mac and cheese made with creamer.
Coffee mate.
Yeah, with coffee mate.
Original creamer.
Yeah. So all's good. Yeah. I hate to do it, but I think we're gonna wrap it up. The running water has to jump. He's got a early day tomorrow. I've got a long early day tomorrow. Oh, all of the headaches of life, you know. Otherwise, I'd love to just. Did you hear Running Water talking about how Bean ate all the bones?
Yeah, I did. I have my Bluetooths in, so I heard everything while I was sitting there cooking.
Oh, good,
like,
good,
yeah,
good.
That dog. I've been there.
That's yeah. The dogs will get you. They'll get you. They believe they're in charge.
Yep.
Plain old Chuck says, I got nothing tomorrow, LOL. Good for you, Chuck.
Break time.
At least what I have to do tomorrow, I actually want to get it done. So I can't really complain, you know. I got to get up early and act like a normal person, you know. Can't be a retired person tomorrow. So that's a busy retired person. That's what I'll be. Running Water needs to be safe out there. He needs to take care of himself, lady. Yeah, drive safe. I won't get to see him probably unless, well, on a Wednesday when he's in town, I would see him. And
I might have to modify some of my home times just so I could be around when you're going to be around, because usually it's like I come home Memorial Day weekend and then I come back the 4th of July.
Yeah, and those are weekends that are busy down there at the camp.
And then I come back like around about Labor Day. And
yeah,
it's
like... right. Well, you could always run down to the camp to see me.
If I've got a vehicle that can get there.
If you got a vehicle to get there. Yeah, true.
I'm not going to run down there. I don't run like that anymore.
No, and that's 43 miles from Ashland. So I'm guessing you ain't running no 43 miles.
No. I used to do those runs, from Red Cliff to, Bayfield, Washburn, sometimes ran over to Ashland. But yeah, I was like half my size.
Hey, we'll see you, James. And lady, yes, Running Water. He came to camp, did an overnighter, brought his tent with him, set up, did an overnighter. I love it when he comes to camp. He brings me smoked fish.
And creamer.
We've got what's that?
And coffee creamer.
Oh yeah, yeah. My shopping list, 8 containers of creamer is in my shopping list. 8, and I'll be replacing those every time I come up here, grabbing 2 or 3 more, just to always make sure I never run out of creamer down there. But the you bringing that smoked fish was to die for. I mean, we got this outfit up here called River Rock, and they've got the best smoked fish in the Ashland, Wisconsin area, and that smoked salmon, that maple syrups smoked salmon you brought. Oh my God! Oh, jeez, it was just. I didn't give a shit if a bear smelled it or not, because a bear would have had his hands full if he thought he was going to get some of that fish from me. Yeah, it's too good, too good. So, with that, guys, I think we'll wrap it up. It's been a fun evening. I loved it. I loved it. That's why we'll miss it this summer. Being able to do it often. But if I get Starlink, we'll be seeing you a lot. A lot. Right out of camp. Right out of camp. That'll be a blast. But hey, until later, guys, we're gonna dance our way out of here. Loved all you folks over there in the audience. You're awesome. And hope to see some of you tomorrow night for Sty Times. Till later, guys. Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.